Hi everybody, welcome back to Hive Reads. Sunday, October 11th is, or was, depending on when you're watching this, National Coming Out Day. And so to celebrate, we have some books about characters, teenagers, who are exploring their identities and figuring out who they are. They may be coming out just to themselves and realizing who they are. They may be coming out to family or friends or to the general public. I just want to make a note that we have a lot of books in the teen department featuring characters who are gay, straight, lesbian, asexual, bisexual, trans, and that is just a feature of the story, right? So it's just a part of who the character is. That is just the character themselves. The books that I'm talking about today are specifically about characters who are figuring that out. They're in the process of realizing, truths about themselves, whether that be their gender expression or their gender identity or their sexuality. So it's a little bit different category than just a character who is gay. It's a little bit more than that. So let's talk about some books. This is The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. It is a new fiction book, and it is written in verse. So as you can see, it's all poetry, and it's from Michael's point of view. So Michael is headed off to university. He is trying to figure out who he is, what identities are meaningful to him. He knows he's a boy, but he sometimes feels a little bit more feminine than masculine and is trying to figure out how to best live that truth and best be himself and not hide any pieces of his identity. He is also biracial, so he feels a little bit caught between worlds. He feels he is black and white, he is masculine and feminine. He's wondering, is he gay, is he straight? So he's trying to figure out where he fits in many places. At university, he learns about drag and develops his own drag persona, the Black Flamingo. And he becomes confident in who he is, both on and off the drag stage. The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown is a new crime novel. So here we have a mystery. When Sydney's father dies suddenly, she wonders if maybe it wasn't an accident. He was the town's therapist, so he knew a lot of people's secrets. And she's wondering if maybe he learned too many secrets. So she begins to look into his death, or she believes it's a murder, and she learns some secrets that she may not want to know about along the way. This is a character and relationship driven book, so it's a little bit of a slow burn. It's a little bit more moody. And as she's learning these secrets, she is also developing a friendship with June, another person in the town. That kind of gets a little bit awkward as it goes. So she's figuring out things about herself, and about her father, and about her family, and about the town that they live in. I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. 18-year-old Ben is non-binary and just came out to their family, who then kicked them out of the house. So Ben is staying with their sister, who they haven't really spoken with in a while, and begins a new life. Ben meets Nathan, but is afraid to share their truth and risk getting hurt again. So this book, as are most, if not all of the books that I'm sharing, is an own voices title, which means that Ben, the non-binary character, shares that with the author, who is also non-binary. This is a hopeful story about being who you truly are and being unafraid of who you truly are. Up next, we have Sawkill Girls, which is a creepy and violent horror novel. On Sawkill Island, which is an island with dangerous secrets, 3 girls fight a monster and explore their unique identities. So this book does include a lesbian romance, but the coming out that I want to feature is a character who is asexual. So she is worried about what that means for her relationship with her boyfriend, and learns throughout the course of the story that she is loved. She is still loved and she's still lovable. Again, this is a horror novel, so I just want to make readers aware that this is not for the faint of heart. This is Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera, and this is a pretty short novel about Juliet, who tells her family she is a lesbian the night before she leaves for a summer internship across the country. So she shares her news and heads off on a journey, a self-discovery and a self-acceptance journey. This is from Juliet's point of view, so we experience her journey as she does. This is You Brought Me the Ocean, which is written by Alex Sanchez and illustrated by Julie Maroh. So this is a graphic novel. I'll flip through. You can see that the illustrations are a little bit more muted, not too bright. This is a story about Jake Hyde. He loves the ocean. He wants to study oceanography, but he lives in the desert. And his mom wants him to stay where they're living and to stay as far away from water as possible, because his father died in a drowning accident when he was very young. So Jake tries to forget about this dream, and instead he befriends and then falls for a swimming jock named Kenny, and he quickly realizes that he is meant for more than the desert. This is a DC Universe graphic novel, so Superman makes a cameo. As I showed you, the illustrations are a little bit more muted. The color is not as bold, which lends to its, it's sweet and gentle. It's not bold and bright as you might imagine like a Superman comic might be. It's a little bit different. But basically the story of Jake figuring out who he is. And spoiler alert, he is maybe a superhero. Ramona Blue by Julie Murphy. So Ramona has already come out as a lesbian. She's pretty secure in who she is and in her place as one of 3 queer kids in her small Mississippi town. But then her childhood best friend Freddie moves back, and suddenly Ramona isn't so sure that lesbian accurately describes who she is. She is finding that maybe she is attracted to both men and women, or to multiple genders. This is from Ramona's point of view, so we get to see her explore her attraction to Freddie and work through what it means to be bisexual. All right, and then we have the first book in a series. So this is the Dreadnought series by April Daniels, and Nemesis. And what we have here is book 1. This is a fantasy series about 15-year-old Danny. So Danny used to keep her girlhood a secret. No one knew that she was a girl. But when superhero Dreadnought falls from the sky and passes his power to her before dying, her body is transformed. So now she is the girl that she knows she is. She is now the new Dreadnought. She's responsible for the fate of humanity, whether she's ready for it or not. This is a fast-paced action fantasy. And again, this is the first in a series, and so far 2 books are out. I believe there is another one forthcoming, hopefully in the next year or so. All right, so there we have it. Books about characters who are figuring out who they are, figuring out their gender expression, their sexuality, who they are as themselves, who they are in a relationship, which I think at the end of the day is a lot of what being a teenager is about. So even if you are someone who is straight or cisgendered or doesn't know what I mean when I say come out, these could also be good books for you, just to read about a teenager who might have a different perspective than you and a different experience than you, but at the end of the day is still a teenager and could have some similarities to you. If you are someone who is thinking about coming out, again, find a book with someone who might have a similar experience. Might be a good way to think about it in your own life. But definitely don't feel pressured to come out. No one should feel pressured to reveal things about themselves that they aren't ready to. So come out when you feel safe and ready and supported. And again, I hope you enjoy one or more of these books. If you are interested about any of the identities that I have talked about in these books, let us know. We can find you more books that are that have similar topics. Otherwise, happy reading. And we will see you next time. Bye.